Welcome back to my channel, guys. This video is literally over 6 months in the making. I thought I was going to put out this video at the start of the year, and then I kept putting it off because I was waiting for some kind of conclusion that would help me encapsulate what I want to talk about in this video more smoothly. But I didn't know how the story ended yet. I was waiting to cross the finish line, and sadly, I haven't reached that finish line yet. At the same time, I realized it would be a lot more genuine for me to put out this video while I'm going through all of this versus waiting for that perfect moment that there's a happy ending and then being able to be like, yeah, and everything's fine now. The truth is, I am going through a difficult time, and I do feel like I'm in this limbo phase. And I also felt like I had to explain why I'm about to go on a mega trip. I'm about to release a lot of travel videos. So I wanted to provide context for why that is. And the reason is I feel so drained right now, like emotionally, mentally, spiritually, by life, that I've decided to dip into my savings and travel. And I'm still working. I work remotely, so I'll continue to be working, but I just need a change of scenery. Do you ever get to that place where you're like, I just need to get out of town and I need to focus on other things, shift my mindset, because I've been in a hamster wheel for about 6 months. So I wanted to start by providing context as to why you'll be seeing a lot of travel videos next after this video. But now I have to, I guess, give further context on how what I'm really talking about and what's been going on this year, 2025. So ironically, I thought 2025 would be my year. Like, I ended 2024 with the intention of 2025 is going to be my year. I'm planting all these seeds. Everything's going to be great. And I really thought I would be making lemonade out of lemons from an even tougher year last year, 2024. As many of you know, if you've been subscribed to my channel for over a year, I got fired last year from my job, or let go, laid off, whatever. To me, it's all the same. It's to me, the semantics don't matter. I got my ass kicked out of a job, and it was devastating because I was so devoted to that job and I really wanted it to work, but it just wasn't working. I basically had to start over when they let me go. I didn't realize how traumatizing being between jobs is. And I was manic for 3 months straight. And in retrospect, 3 months is not that long at all to be unemployed. But I basically jumped on the first thing that came my way, which is my current job. And it's a cool job. It's, I like the people I work with, but I accepted a job that is really meant for somebody more junior than me, experience wise. And the compensation is a huge step backwards for me. So I say all that to say I ended 2024 thinking you're going to make lemonade out of lemons. You have a stable job. You're going to build up your side hustles. At the end of 2024, I also met a guy who I've talked about quite a bit on this channel. If you've been keeping up with those videos, so spoiler alert, it hasn't worked out with him. And basically, 2025 came in, and all these seeds that I planted, it didn't work out. Like, just about all of these intentions that I put forward and all these plans that I had in order to kind of get my mojo back, I feel like I failed. And this entire year of 2025, I've sort of tried to play catch up, keep trying to build back up where I was a few years ago in terms of financial status, professional status, confidence. And I've been in this hamster wheel with very little evolution. So it's been a very challenging year. And then I realized I had to shift my focus to an extent to things that I could 100% control, which is actually how I ended up losing about 20 pounds, because that was one thing where I was like, okay, if I want all these changes to happen, if I feel desperate for a new chapter to start in my life, then let me start by starting mini chapters, mini new chapters. The singer-songwriter Jewel has a song called Hands, and she talks about this song all the time. If you ever have seen an interview of hers, she talks about the meaning of this song, and it's very literal. Well, it's both literal and figurative, that she realized when she was a homeless teenager that her hands had a lot of power, meaning what she touched, what she chose to ingest, who she interacted with, you know, the mindfulness over your hands is really, I think there's a saying that she uses when she talks about this, that hands are the servant of the mind. And I was listening to an interview about this, her talking about this during the beginning of this like rut that I've been in this year, 2025. And it really had an impact on me because I realized first I need to sort of rewire, reprogram, reset my mind to realize that it does have power and it does have control over certain things in my life. First, I can control myself. I can control my behavior. I can control my hands, again, both literally and figuratively. So the first step needs to be me getting into that mindset of I can fully control my interactions, who I choose to spend time with, what toxins I avoid, what healthy choices I make. And one of the tangible things I decided to do, which has been a huge game changer for me, is that I switched from running at night because I used to consistently run for many, many, many years after work around sunset. I switched to running in the morning. And I've never been a morning runner. I have never been a morning person, actually, period. So I thought this would be very difficult. It's interesting how your body really can adapt to anything. I am now a morning runner and I look forward to it. Like I get up excited to start my day with something physical that's like a release. And, with high energy and music playing. And it's actually, in retrospect, it's one of the greatest things I've done in a long, long time because before, the first thing I did was make myself coffee and get in front of a screen, my computer screen, to start checking emails, checking my phone, like stuff where you're already sort of disconnecting from reality to an extent. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you're already exposing yourself to potential stressors. Now, instead, the first hour of my day, I'm doing something very sort of primal and physical that allows me to have a lowered anxiety level for the rest of the day. I wish I had discovered this, ages ago. And it's really neat to think about. Sometimes you make these little changes in your life, in your routine, and it can lead to a domino effect. So by doing this, I get hungry earlier for lunch. So I've been eating lunches earlier, which makes me eat dinner earlier. And through this whole new cycle of my routine, starting with running early in the morning around like 7:30, 8 a.m., I now have lost about 20 pounds through this whole process. Of course, I've made some nutritional changes as well, but it really boils down to me sort of pushing everything back earlier in the day and never going to bed with a full stomach. And that's how I've lost almost 20 pounds. I've tried to make other certain lifestyle choices to keep my mind in a positive headspace while I feel so in limbo and not so in control when it comes to, again, professional stuff, financial stuff. So one of the things I did was I canceled my Grinder subscription and instead I signed up for a City Bike subscription, which ironically is about the same price, about 20, 25 bucks a month. And so now anytime I want to be outside, but I don't really want to spend money, I just want to leave the apartment, but I don't want to, again, waste money frivolously, I can just hop on a bike and bike around Miami and I'm not paying anything extra because I have this membership. My point in saying all this is in order to deal with this like rut that I've been in this year, I've tried to find small, subtle ways to shift my perspective, to switch my mood, to alleviate my anxiety. And so far, these choices have been really beneficial. That being said, I still feel kind of stuck, and I'm working on trusting what I feel more than what I think, because otherwise, I'm always up here. A couple weeks ago, I sold a ton of stocks and cryptocurrencies. I day trade. Some of you guys know I'm big on day trading, and a lot of that is purely survival reasons, like not being in the best place financially right now. That helps me, have some extra cash every month, if nothing else, to go towards my savings. But I thought, I keep waiting for something to happen. Like I keep waiting for the next thing. I need to live more in the moment. So I decided to literally sell over $30,000 worth of these investments. And instead of doing what I normally would do, which is put everything into my savings, I've decided to just get out and travel. So I have quite a few trips planned over the next 2 months or so. Some domestic US travels to places I've never been, some international trips to places I've never been. And I know you guys really like those gay travel videos. So stay tuned. The next time you hear from me, I will be in a different location, not in my apartment for once. I haven't done a travel video in a while, so I'm looking forward to it myself. But I hope you guys like what's to come, and I'll catch you next time.